Good morning, dear students. A warm welcome to all of you for our today's digital revision session for the subject Science and Technology Section A. Today, we are going to revise chapter number 3, that was our first chapter taught to you for our first online assessment exam. So, let us start with the revision for the third chapter, that is current electricity. Our first concept for current electricity is potential difference of a cell. The difference in potential between the positive and negative terminals of a cell is called the potential difference of that cell. So, formula for potential difference between 2 points is equal to work done upon total charge transferred. Therefore, potential difference is denoted by capital V. V is equal to work capital W upon charge transferred is capital Q. So, V is equal to W upon Q, and SI unit of potential difference is volt. When the topics were taught to you, I have already told you that the Italian scientist Alessandro Volta, he constructed the first electric cell, and the unit of potential difference is named volt in honor of his work. Okay, so V is equal to W upon Q. SI unit of potential difference is volt. Next topic is electric current. Current I is defined as the charge passing through a conductor in unit time. I is equal to charge passing, which is denoted by capital Q upon small t. So, Q upon T. Current is expressed in the unit ampere, denoted by capital A. Now, why the unit ampere? Because the French mathematician and scientist Andrew Ampere, he had conducted a number of experiments on electricity. Now today, whatever we are measuring the current flowing in a conductor is only because of his work, and hence the unit of current is called ampere in recognition of his work. So see, the different units are given in accordance to the work done by that particular scientist. 1 ampere current is said to flow in a conductor if 1 coulomb charge flows through it every second. So, 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb upon 1 second. This is the definition, formula and unit for current. Now, all these topics are very, very important, children, not only for your third online assessment. Third online assessment, we will give you what pattern it will be. So, if MCQs are there, then I can ask the unit of current is 4 options can be given. You have to select the correct option, not only from your online assessment point of view, but ahead in your life. If you go for engineering sector or you take science, then for physics, knowing all the units, terms is very, very important. So, keep it registered in your brains. Next, our third topic is resistance and Ohm's law. Ohm's law is also very important. What does the law state? If the physical state of a conductor remains constant, the current I flowing through it is directly proportional to the potential difference V between its two ends. Current I directly proportional to V. I is equal to kV. What is K? Constant of proportionality. Here I multiply by 1 upon K is equal to V. 1 upon K is R. Therefore, I multiply by R is equal to V, or V is equal to IR. This derivation is known as Ohm's law. Now, potential difference and current are measured in volts and amperes respectively. Just now we have studied both the terms, potential difference and current. Their units are volts and amperes. The unit of resistance is ohm. It is indicated by this symbol. So, 1 volt upon 1 ampere is equal to 1 ohm. Resistance of 1 ohm, how you can define? if 1 ampere current flows through a conductor when 1 volt potential difference is applied between its ends, then the resistance of the conductor is 1 ohm. Next topic is resistivity of a conductor. At a given temperature, the resistance R of a conductor depends on its length and area of cross section and what the material it is made up of. It means conductor. Now, if the resistance of the conductor is R, then R is directly proportional to length of the conductor. Also, R is inversely proportional to area of cross section. So, you can see L upon A. To remove this directly proportional sign, you are taking rho as the constant of proportionality. So, rho is the constant of proportionality and is called the resistivity of the material. The unit of resistivity in SI units is ohm meter, which is denoted by the sign. Resistivity is a specific property of a material and different materials will have different resistivity. Next, our very important definition, electric circuit. What is an electric circuit? This is very important concept ahead in 10th standard also. You have chapter under section A, that is effects of electric current. There, knowing all this ammeter, voltmeter is very important. Even though from your textbook on page number 36, the different symbols for components of an electric circuit and their uses, that part is removed out from your syllabus. But when I had taught you this chapter, that time all that was explained to you, all the symbols, all their uses. So just revise them even though they are not a part of your exam. What is an electric circuit? A continuous path of an electric current. Path should be continuous through conducting wires connected to the two ends of a cell and other resistances is called an electric circuit. You can see this connecting wires. They are connected to the two ends of a cell. Continuously current flows through it, and this complete setup with the presence of an ammeter, voltmeter is called an electric circuit. Our next topic is conductors and insulators. You all know the word conductor. Conductor means the one who conducts electric current, flow of electric current through it. So how you can define conductors? Those substances which have very low resistance are called as conductors. As they have very low resistance, current can easily flow through such materials. Which are the examples of conductors? You know, in your houses you have the conducting wires, and outside the one which you actually touch is the insulating of the wire. It is the insulation of the wire. Inside that you have your actual wire, which is usually made up of copper. So the examples of conductors are metals. Usually metals are conductors. Aluminium, copper, silver, all these are the different examples of conductors. Exactly opposite insulators. Those substances which have extremely high resistance. Here you can see in conductors you have very low resistance and current can flow easily. Whereas in insulators you have extremely high resistance and current cannot flow, are called insulators. Example, rubber, wood, glass. So when you are working with electrical equipments, electrical devices, especially when you are cleaning the electrical appliances like mixers or any other thing, you have to make use of insulating materials. That is, you have to wear rubber soled footwear, or you have to make use of a plastic, and all these things you have to use so that current will not flow through your body. Our next concept is very important. Two derivations we are going to study. One is when to obtain an expression when the resistors are connected in series, and to obtain an expression when the resistors are connected in parallel. What do you mean by series? What happens in a series arrangement? The same current flows through each resistor. In series combination, the current remains the same. The same current flows through each resistor. The value of current is I. and the potential difference between points C and D is V, capital V. The three resistors you can see R1, R2, R3, they are connected in series in the circuit, one after the other. Now if the potential difference V1, V2 and V3 are there across each resistor, that is V1 potential difference for R1, for R2 it will be V2 and R3 it will be V3. If you want the total voltage, then total voltage will be the sum of individual voltages. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Here very important concept is series combination, means same current flows through the circuit and potential difference is sum of the voltages across each resistor. Now if Rs, that is the resistance for S for series, is the effective total resistance between C and D, then according to Ohm's law, just now we have seen in Ohm's law, what is the formula? V is equal to IR. Here for series we take IRS. So V1 is equal to IR1, V2 is equal to IR2 and V3 is equal to IR3. Now substituting these values of V1, V2 and V3 in our previous equation, you can see V is equal to IRS. So in this equation we are going to substitute the values. So in place of V you will get IRS is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. If I is taken common, then I will be cancelled off on both the sides. Therefore, Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. If in place of 3 resistors, n number of resistors are connected in series, then what will be your effective resistance? Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus Rn, that is n number of resistors. So this is the derivation for resistors which are connected in a series combination. This formula, this derivation is extremely useful for you, and the formula is useful for solving the numerical examples which are based on series combination. Now for a series combination, what are the characteristics of that combination that we are going to see one by one? Our first characteristic for series combination is, as I have told you, the same current. The same current, it flows through each resistor. Second important point is the effective resistance, that is the total resistance of the resistors is equal to the sum of their individual resistances. You have seen in the previous slide that your effective resistance, that is Rs, is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. For n number of resistors it is sum added up. So the total resistance is equal to the sum of their individual resistances. The potential difference between the two extremes of the arrangement is equal to the sum of potential difference across each resistor. Here you can see the total potential difference V was equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So your total potential difference is what? Total potential difference is sum of the voltages across each resistor. Fourth, the effective resistance, that is your total resistance, is larger than each of the individual resistance. If a child is collecting chocolates from 3 different children, then that first child who is collecting will have more number of chocolates than each of the child. So effective resistance is larger than each of the individual resistances, and hence this arrangement is used to increase the resistance in a circuit. So these are the characteristics when the resistors are connected in a series combination. Now let us see what expression we obtain when the resistors are connected in parallel. What do you mean by parallel combination? Resistors in parallel. Resistors are said to be connected in parallel when their ends are connected at both the sides. You can see here 3 resistors are connected in parallel between points C and D. You can see in series they were one after the other. Here you can see R1, R2, R3, one below the other. So 3 resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in parallel between points C and D. V is the potential difference between C and D. So let I1, I2 and I3 be the currents flowing through the 3 resistors respectively. In the series combination what we have seen, current flowing was same, potential difference was sum of the different voltages across each resistor. Here current is different, voltage is same. Thus, the total current flowing through the circuit is total current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. For resistors in series, effective resistance was Rs. For parallel, it is Rp. So, let Rp be the effective resistance between points C and D. Then, according to our Ohm's law, I is equal to V upon Rp. V upon R. We have Ohm's law. So, here it is Rp. So, similarly, for current I1, it will be V upon R1. For I2, it will be V upon R2. And I3, it will be V upon R3. Now, substituting in our first equation, which equation? This equation. First, I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. In this equation, you are going to substitute the value of I, I1, I2 and I3. So, you will have in place of I, V upon Rp is equal to V upon R1 plus V upon R2 plus V upon R3. If you take V common and here if you take V outside common and inside you will have 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. V on both the sides will get cancelled and your final inference will be 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Similarly here, if n number of resistors are connected in parallel, then you will have the derivation 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 plus 1 upon Rn, that is n number of resistors. Now, characteristics of resistors which are connected in parallel. Most of the characteristics are extremely contradictory, opposite to the characteristics which we have studied for series combination. So, here the inverse of the effective resistance, that is 1 upon Rp inverse, is equal to the sum of the inverses of individual resistance. So, 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2, so inverse. Second, the current flowing through an individual resistor is proportional to the inverse of its resistance, and the total current flowing through the circuit is the sum of the current flowing through individual resistors. As I have told you, for series combination, potential difference was different, current was same. Here, potential difference across the ends of all resistors is same, and current is the total of currents flowing through each resistor. The effective resistance here will be less. There I had told you, given an example of chocolates. But here the effective resistance of the resistors connected in parallel is less than the least resistance of individual resistors. And this arrangement is used to reduce the resistance in the circuit. Our previous arrangement, that is series combination arrangement, was used to increase the resistance in the circuit, whereas a parallel combination is used to reduce the resistance in a circuit. So you can see here a full-fledged distinguish. You can write in the exam, distinguish between series and parallel. There current remains same. Here current is equal to the current flowing through individual resistors. There potential difference was different. Here potential difference is same. Then you can write both the formulas for the expression, and you can write one arrangement is used to increase the current, other arrangement is used to decrease the, not current, resistance. It can also be a full-fledged distinguish. And with this we revise our last topic for this chapter, that is a fuse wire. All of you know what is the use of a fuse. What is a fuse? It is a safety device which is used to prevent all your electrical appliances from getting damaged by restricting the excess amount of current flowing through the circuit. So we derive here that fuse wire is used to protect our domestic appliances, and hence in every house you can see a fuse is there. It is made up of a mixture of substances and has a specific melting point, and this fuse is connected in series to the electrical appliances. If for reason, what happens if the current in the circuit increases excessively, there is the capacity of the circuit to hold a particular amount of current, to allow a particular amount of current to flow through it. But if the current level increases, the fuse wire gets heated up and it melts. The circuit gets broken and the flow of current stops. Thus, your electrical devices, appliances are prevented from getting burnt. This wire is fitted in a groove in a body of porcelain-like non-conducting material, and for your domestic uses, the fuse wires with upper limits of 1 amperes, 2 amperes, 3 amperes, 4 amperes, 5 amperes and 10 amperes are used. So today we have revised all the topics for chapter number 3, that is current electricity. Now where in the textbook you have about the fuse wire, that is on page number 43. The upper and the lower topics we have discussed, but they are excluded from our syllabus, that is domestic electrical connections and precautions to be taken while using electricity. But they are very, very important topics related to the chapter. So please, if you have time, do not study it for the exam, but at least after the exams are over, you just go through the topics, because they are related, they are linked to our next year, that is 10th standard syllabus. So today we have completed the revision for chapter number 3, that is current electricity. In our next session, we are going to revise the topics from section B. That is, we will take up chapter number 6 and half of chapter number 15. Till then, you are also expected, dear children, to complete your notebooks, read and keep revising the topics again and again. Thank you.